Hey everyone, we were so proud of the podcast that we put out in this fall during the football season. But tonight's about another episode of the Power 6 podcast. Welcome back, folks.
That was
Great. Great intro there, Headley.
That was great.
Like Headley said, we're glad to be back. Great way to hit it right on the tee there, Headley, with the Schick and Nick references. Max, let's just go ahead and get things rolling here.
Yeah, let's do it. Great intro there, Headley. Really like that one. It is great to be back, though. Excited for the off season, what is to come. We're just going to get started with some general college football topics now and start off with some Husker talk. Your favorite, Connor, I know. So a lot has been going on with Dylan Raiola, the 5-star recruit. He came in on an unofficial visit to a basketball game recently, and a lot of people were saying that was a sign that he's going to commit, and then out of nowhere now, On3 is now predicting him to commit to USC, which is not ideal. How interested are you guys in this story, and how much do you want Dylan Raiola, if it even does it matter? I mean,
well, first off, do you take a football player to a Minnesota basketball game or a Minnesota football game to get them to commit? All right. But I don't know. It's too soon to say where he's going to go. Like, they can always have predictions. Kid still has a binky in his mouth. He's still so young, and I don't know. I'd like to see him come to Nebraska, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. He can always decommit for wherever he goes or commits to for next year. He's got one more year of high school left. He could see how Nebraska does it if he thinks the system works for him. But
is this just going to be a Schick and Nick reference show?
Come on, we got our own podcast.
Goodness gracious! Shout out Schick and Nick. Sorry to interrupt, Isaiah. I was going to say, Dylan Raiola, he's number one. He's number one, recruit for his class.
Mm.
Obviously it would be awesome to get, but shoot, being very unbiased here, how are you going to say no to a guy who has gotten three of his quarterbacks Heisman trophies? It's kind of hard to go against that, but obviously you got to take the best player. I want Dylan Raiola. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point.
But if football, I don't know. So I'm looking at the list of the last few years of number one overall recruits, like the top dog. Trevor Lawrence. That's pretty much all. Maybe he could be a Trevor Lawrence. I'm not seeing any other big names, but usually the number one recruit from Max Preps, or I don't even know who does the recruitings. I'm not too into the off-season stuff, but Dylan Raiola, that's a huge name. Be pretty cool if he came and played football at Nebraska, because we're back, as as our basketball team has shown and as our baseball team is showing today with the run rule victory against Northern Colorado.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that this is really going to be the biggest story of the Husker offseason, probably up until the spring game happens, and then we might start to actually talk about our current roster and current upcoming season. But yeah, I don't know. It would be really nice to land him because he's the number one overall guy and be the biggest recruit, obviously, for Nebraska ever. The last time we had a 5-star, I think, was 2005. So
who was the
trivia there? Marlon Lucky. I got that one.
You got it. It was Marlon Lucky. Good job, Headley.
Hell yeah. If you guys were Dylan Raiola, where would you go? Be unbiased.
Take USC for sure.
I'd go to USC as well.
USC.
I'd go to USC.
After you see what we do with quarterbacks,
basketball, bro.
Dude, I think the stadium cheered a lot more or the arena cheered a lot more when he stood up and hyped the crowd than they did that entire basketball game.
Bro,
that was insane.
Nebraska, we like him young. How old is he? 16, 17?
Maybe
17.
Pause.
Pause. Oh man.
Yeah, for sure USC.
Yeah,
that's a no-brainer.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
You just got to go where people get production. Nebraska, we bring in quarterbacks and they seem to not do anything. So I wouldn't blame him if he went to USC where there's results.
Yeah. I hope we land him though. That would be nice.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome.
It would be nice, but I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
Especially, I thought he was a senior, but hearing that he's a junior, he's still got 2 years left. That's crazy.
Yeah. I know that's the crazy thing is that he's literally the biggest story regarding Nebraska football right now. Yet he's not even going to be on campus for over another year. And we have a whole first year head coach season coming up. So we'll see how that goes. Moving on from Husker talk, though, we'll get into some Iowa football talk here. And we are going to be introducing a brand new year-long segment for the Power 6 podcast this year, the Brian Ferentz Points Tracker. And I can't wait.
That's going to be fun.
So
Next.
are we comparing what the defense scores to what Ferentz scores, basically?
We might have to
No.
do that because the whole reason for this tracker is because Brian Ferentz now has an updated contract for this season. He got a $50,000 pay cut. So instead of $900K, he's only making $850,000 this next year. And
Only.
only. And he has to score at least 25 points per game to keep his job.
Wow.
And don't they have to have, isn't there one other thing?
No, it's just 25 points per game, but that includes the entire team, so defense and offense.
But don't they have to have a certain amount of wins too?
Oh yeah, it's a minimum of 7 wins.
Yeah.
I have the contract pulled up right here. So yeah, at least
Oh.
25 points. And then if they have at least 25 points per game, which by the way, last year in college football, a team that averaged 25 points per game, that would have ranked 90th in the country. So they have to be 90th or
Top
better.
90th.
Yeah, top 90 in the country. Then not only will he keep his job, but he'll get the $50,000 back and a pay raise and contract extension.
Wow. Big year for Ferentz there.
Just give him the football program at that point. Jeez.
He's the best coach that's ever been there, so.
Oh man.
Better than Scotty, probably.
He just didn't have the guys last year.
I think this is the story I'm looking forward to most is the Brian Ferentz point average week to week. I think it'd be awesome if we're going into week 12 and he's averaging 24 a game. That would be awesome.
That would
I mean,
be
you think if the season ends and he's got 24, you think they'll round up? I bet they will. Kind of bump it up.
I could
They'll
see
just
if
be
they went
"All right,
10
we'll
and
give
2.
you one more chance. $50,000 more pay cut.
Man,
I think-
that would suck to
I
only
think
make
Brian
800,000
Ferentz
a
is
year.
there to
man.
stay. I mean, Kirk is going to be there until he dies. I think Brian is the same.
I think Brian will take over after Kirk dies.
No, that's not going to happen.
Well,
Yeah, anyway, that's what I'm actually most excited for next season is the Brian Ferentz Points Tracker.
that'll be
And we'll
very
have a fun one.
interesting.
We'll definitely have to keep track of the Iowa offense versus the team total
Yeah.
because it is the total, but I mean if their offense isn't even close, that's kind of
I feel like
it's
their
stupid.
defense,
It should just be offense, but
I feel like scored a third of their points last year
yeah, probably.
because their defense probably scored every game.
Brian Ferentz is about to be on both sides of the ball during practice, trying to save his job. Coaching up the DBs. Nice.
with that all done now, we can get into the SEC real quick here. So the thing with this new SEC format, it wouldn't start this year, but Oklahoma and Texas are going to be joining the SEC early after this season. It was originally slated for 2026, but they're buying out their Big 12 contract to join the SEC in 2024, which is going to cost them a combined $100 million to leave the Big 12 early and go to the SEC.
Holy
But they're going to
crap.
do it. And with that, the SEC is now going to have 16 teams after this year. And so the SEC is now debating whether they have to go to a 9-game conference schedule or not. Because as we
Oh.
know, the ACC and the SEC are the only conferences that play an 8-game conference schedule.
They need to.
Yeah, it's so weak.
Yeah, we don't need a fucking week 11 cupcake game.
They are scared. They don't want to do it. They're shivering.
They
in
need to
their
have a
boots.
conference or like a schedule like Nebraska. You know, you don't get 2 hostess cupcakes in the first 2 games.
My gosh, Isaiah.
We're stealing content.
We're just stealing content. We're about to get hit up by Herd at Media.
Hey, maybe we'll get a shout out and you know.
Yeah. Get
Blacklisted. I think is what you mean.
Yeah, I gotta get 2 hostess cupcakes to get it cracking like eggshell, boy.
With that
That'll be fun.
9-game conference schedule, though, the SEC would have, they wouldn't do, because they'd have 16 teams, they wouldn't do divisions anymore. They'd have every team would have like 3 permanent games. So like Alabama, and they came out with this and they said in the proposal, Alabama's 3 permanent games would be Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. And Nick Saban has already come out complaining. Nick Saban said, and I quote, "I've always been an advocate for playing more conference games." Right. But if you play more games, I think you have to get the 3 fixed opponents right. They're giving us Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU. I don't know how they come to that decision.
Are you kidding me?
He's complaining. He's scared.
Oh, they have to keep Auburn, the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
And then
Auburn
LSU and Tennessee, I feel like they have a pretty good rivalry with both of those schools too.
Those are the 3 biggest
LSU is
rivals.
kind of the odd one out. I feel like if they were gonna drop any, I think LSU's kind of has the least connection to Alabama there.
Yeah, out of the 3. But still, I don't know why he's complaining. It's probably
Yeah, it's not
because
even.
LSU
Yeah.
beat them and Tennessee beat them.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the rest of the pods, but those are 3 tough games. Like every year, you're gonna have to play 3 extremely good opponents. So I mean, I understand, but still,
So you're telling
the
he's
SEC.
scared. He's scared.
But if they go to a 9-game conference schedule, I really feel like that would even out because Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU are all, pretty good, but they still have their down years. And then
Yeah,
if they play 6 other games, you're still going to get a Missouri or a Vanderbilt or a, I don't know,
yeah.
Ole Miss when they're
I mean,
bad or something.
I hate the notion that the SEC is just amazing top to bottom. The bottom half of the SEC really sucks. I mean, even like, most years it's the top like 2 teams in the SEC that are just really, really good. Everybody else is kind of just a normal football team.
Yeah.
In this last season, I feel like they didn't even have those top teams all that much. I just thought Georgia was extremely good, and then Tennessee was really good for a while.
Well,
Alabama was
Georgia
really good.
Georgia proves to be good after going back-to-back natty champs. So
Yeah, that's true. Are we going to get a 3-peat?
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
That
I
would
hope
be.
not.
well, they don't have Stetson anymore, so I don't think that makes much of a difference.
They're
I
gonna
think
have Dylan
I
Raiola in a
feel like they
couple
could
years.
put anybody in that system.
Yeah, probably. But Stetson was good. He was good.
I mean,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
Natty, they could have brought their 4th string off the bench and could have won that game by 60. But
Well, in that particular game, yeah.
that game,
Yeah, TCU just kind of rolled over and
They just needed a quarterback who doesn't turn it over, and
they didn't.
they're gonna win every game.
I guess we
Facts.
never even reacted to the national championship, did we?
no.
Yeah. Well, fuck
There's nothing
Michigan
to-
for making us have to watch that. I mean, such a choke job.
Yeah, that
You
was
never reacted to the national championship.
no.
That's
We haven't had
Dang.
We haven't had an episode since right before the
What-
playoffs.
What kind of college football podcast
Dude,
are
I'm
we?
not sure that we even reacted amongst ourselves. I don't think it's just it wasn't even anything to talk about.
There wasn't
Yeah.
anything to react about from the national championship. It was just
No.
it was a blowout. If it was close, you could have a
But-
reaction, but
So bad.
We should have been a better podcast and still reacted to it.
Yeah.
It's true. Hey, shout out J&B Blitz. Blake did the last Super Bowl one.
I think the most disappointing thing about that was the fact that we finally got an absolutely amazing playoff, which we have not had for a while. And then that led into a national championship game that just was an absolute letdown. That was really disappointing.
I've
you
never
think
been
Michigan
that
would've did-
disappointed from a
Yeah.
national championship game. Never.
Yeah, I'm used to that in the semifinals, but this year, I mean, the semifinals were fantastic.
Do we
Yeah,
think,
those are the best semifinals we've seen yet.
a little food for thought here, do we think Michigan would have done better? Like kept it way close?
I think
I
so.
don't know if they could have kept it way close, but I think that they beat Tennessee 9 times out of 10.
Georgia?
Or sorry, TCU. Sorry,
TCU.
not Tennessee.
gotcha.
Tennessee, that came out of nowhere.
And maybe 8 times out of 10.
Yeah, but maybe 7.5.
Yeah, you're right. Over under.
I think Michigan would have done better against Georgia. And I mean, like you guys said, statistically, Michigan played better again, like in that TCU game. I mean, they just blew it. They had the ball like inside of 5, 3 times with no points, including at
Jim
the 1 yard
Harbaugh-
line. And they really choked
my
that.
God. Jim Harbaugh would just kick a field goal, man. I'm still mad about that, even though they won me money. No, they lost me money. That game caused me to quit betting. That's right. All the best is kind of like form into one. You know,
But guess who's back, Headley?
me,
You are.
I'm up. I'm up.
He got his money up, not his funny up.
You guys ready for some way too early college football lines?
Oh,
No,
Yeah, I didn't
no.
even know
I
that they
actually saw
had-
that in the agenda, and I did not know that existed for
Yeah, that's what I was
Even
thinking too.
past week 1. Like that's crazy. They have week 13
12.
lines.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, FanDuel essentially just came out with like lines for all the marquee matchups. Most of them. There's even more than I listed here. But yeah, for the season. So
That's crazy.
it is pretty crazy. But it gives us something to talk about. So week 0, baby. Navy, Notre Dame in Dublin. The Nebraska Northwestern Part 2. Man, that's going to be a crappy game, I think. So excited.
Is
Yeah,
that gonna
why-
be a spread pick
Yeah.
Is that going to be what?
That's got to
or
be the
spread pick of the week? When it
For
comes
week
to it?
0?
Oh yeah.
That's going to be a terrible game.
I do know
mean-
Hawaii is playing at Vandy week 0 again. So
Oh really?
yeah.
Hey, didn't Florida State and LSU play week 1 last year too?
Yep.
Yeah, it was that Sunday night game or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that crazy one.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
were
they're
at-
playing.
We were at the Nest. Shout out the Nest.
Hmm.
The Nest Lounge.
And we get part 2 this year, I believe on Sunday once again. Which I think is gonna be a really good game.
Sponsored by
I
the
think
Nest. It wasn't that good of a bar, honestly, but we could get sponsored by it.
Or dive bar. Nah, give me Notre
Um,
Dame to cover 17.5 though.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
Navy.
yeah, I'm liking that early. Do you guys
I got
remember the
who
Notre
knows?
Dame Navy game from this past season?
Mm-mm.
No.
It was actually insanely close. Notre Dame got up pretty big early, but they only won 35-32.
Was it early in the season?
No, it was like midway through.
Really?
Yeah, Notre Dame it was back when they were ranked and they were favored by a lot and they only won by 3.
Hmm.
Interestingly enough. How about that Nebraska Minnesota Thursday night week 1? It was kind of funny because the last few years we've been week 0, so all eyes have been on Nebraska to start the season. And of course, we disappointed every single one of them. But this year, it's not week 0, but once again, all eyes are going to be on Nebraska because that is going to be a night game Thursday night. There's no other Power 5 matchups that night. This is going to be on Fox. Gus Johnson's going to be on the call. So once again, spotlight, and we have a line Minnesota favored by 8.
I'm not surprised by this line, honestly. It's because there's too many unknowns for Nebraska.
If I'm putting a bet on it right now, Nebraska +8.
I agree. I
No
just-
reason. No rhyme or reason. Just that's
Well,
disrespectful.
They don't have Ibrahim. They don't have Tanner Muga. And I think Nebraska is just gonna. I'm heavily drinking the Kool-Aid right now. Like I am double fisting the Kool-Aid. I think Nebraska's gonna be a better squad this year.
Yeah, but what do we know though? It's March, and Matt Rule was talking to our basketball team this morning. You know, did anybody else find that weird?
Yeah,
I
that is
didn't,
little
I
bit.
didn't see it.
Matt Rule was like called in to hype up the basketball team before conference tournament.
I
Because
feel like
I don't think they would grab Fred Hoiberg to talk to the football team.
No.
I feel like they always kind of did that though. Does Scott Frost ever do that?
No.
Surely,
I
right?
don't
No,
think so.
probably
no.
not. Probably not.
I think. Oh, I think with
Oh.
Nebraska's win against Iowa, they have more Big Ten wins this season than Scott Frost did in his career. By the way,
That's insane. But I wanted to say Fred Hoiberg has like the safest job because our basketball team isn't expected to be good. So the guy can just he probably get a contract extension after this year for going over 500.
You know, it's crazy. I
I'm
saw
all for
a
it.
Twitter post. It was from some local Nebraska like sports writer, and they were grading the teams in Nebraska, like the season that basketball teams in Nebraska had, and they gave Nebraska basketball a B+ and Creighton basketball a B- on the year,
Wow.
Wow.
which
I
is
saw
that
that
just
post.
shows you the
What the Mavs get?
expectations.
The
What if
Mavs probably
Mavs got
got like
a
a
C? They got a
Hey,
first year
aren't the Mavs
coach.
still in the Summit League tournament?
well,
The
No, I
Mavs-
think they
lost, I
lost.
think.
Yeah.
They
No.
lost.
I saw earlier this week Mavs were like 340th in the Ken Palm. Like that. Like that is
Yeah.
low.
At a 360.
that's crazy.
What is that? What quad is that?
4.
4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought the quads went higher.
No, there's only 4.
Didn't
Quad
Nebraska
means
have
quad
like
is 4.
Nebraska had what 5 quad wins this year in basketball?
Quad
What
one.
is a quad
Yeah.
win?
A quad. I mean,
Quad one.
technically
Every
they had
game's a quad
They had
win.
16 quad wins.
Quad 1 win. Sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, it probably had like 5. Yeah.
You guys you didn't catch that. I said sorry. I apologize.
Good. All right. How about back on track here? Nebraska 6.5 at Colorado. How are we feeling about that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't like Coach Prime, so I'm fine with that, but I think it'll be closer.
I have no
Closer?
thoughts on this one.
You don't want to jump the gun, Brad?
No, I'll jump the gun against Minnesota. Colorado, I don't know.
I actually do have a prediction on this one. Whatever happens the first game will also happen this game. Win or loss, we're either gonna start 2-0 or 0-2.
I agree.
It's a good take.
I don't think there's any chance we start 1-1. I really don't.
I agree with that. I don't think that's how Matt Rule rolls.
Could you imagine a 2-0 start with a win at Minnesota and a win at Colorado? What a
Really?
start to the Matt Rule era. My goodness.
Bro, I'd
mean,
be
then-
swimming in the Kool-Aid at that point.
Well, then I think then they
Be
come
sucking
home.
on that
They
Kool-Aid.
play.
I'd be
They play
sucking on
2
that Kool-Aid.
Hostess Twinkies, and then they could be 4-0. I don't know who's 5th game of the year.
Yeah, they play
Fifth
the
game's
5th game of the
Michigan.
year. Yeah, 5th game is Michigan in Lincoln.
Oh wow. So,
So
I mean,
Dude, if
it-
he beats Michigan in his first year, he's gonna get
Yeah.
a lifetime contract.
Well, let's just dream about going into the game 4-0 first. Okay, let's have a somewhat reasonable dream.
hey,
Let's
Wait,
progress the dream.
Max, do we want to have a way too early record prediction?
I like that.
I was gonna save some of that for maybe next pod.
Well, Why not do it now? All these
We
are
we
way
could
too
do we
early.
could do a record prediction for every offseason pod. See how
See how, yeah,
see if our minds change.
yeah. Okay. You wanna do that now or wait till we go through all of these?
Yeah, no, we can do it now. So you know what? I'm gonna say 6-6.
Yep, I am also 6-6.
I guess at 5-6 with a lightning delay or lightning cancellation to start off the home season.
The first game's gonna get canceled.
They
The first home game is going to get canceled.
well,
We'll play
we'll
them.
have a
They'd probably
bye
remake
week.
it. They'd probably
Yeah, we'll have a bye week where we play a game.
Yeah, they made it up last time
pick
it happened.
a
with
12
Cross.
game, 12 game, Hadley.
Didn't they make it up? Didn't they make Akron up with like some
Bethune
division
Cookman.
Bethune-Cookman, yeah.
Yeah, and we won 45-7
Dang,
or 52-7
that's
or
good
something like that.
scheduling.
Say Nebraska's 6-6 also.
Going 7-5.
Headley,
Yes,
what's your
sir.
12 game?
I'll say 6-6.
You know what? I might go 7-5 too because I think we're going to start 4-0.
This is okay. So I'm looking at the schedule. Northern Illinois, La Tech, Illinois, Northwestern, Purdue, Maryland, Iowa.
So you don't think we beat Minnesota or Colorado?
I'm just gonna chalk those up as 0-2.
Oh
Just to be safe. We'll see.
I mean,
Hey, after the
Maybe
spring
from
game, you'll change your
Iowa.
mind.
Minnesota
Purdue,
just always had PJ Fleck, dude. Just always had their number.
I'm not worried about Purdue at all this year. I think Purdue's going to be
I'm not
really
either.
bad. Jeff Brom left. They're losing Aiden O'Connell. They're not
Yeah.
going to be that good.
I think Illinois is still gonna be tough, but we will come out
Brett Bielema?
W.
Illinois is a team that I really want to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially since
Tough
they got
losses against that team.
Burt.
I mean,
The
I
Golden
love
Corral
Burt
face.
Bielema. Burt
Yeah.
Bielema is that's a Big Ten coach right there.
Here's a good discussion. Out of every game on the schedule, which one do you want to win most? One game.
Iowa.
Iowa.
It's
Okay, how
always
about
Michigan.
it's
How about
always
besides
Iowa.
Iowa?
For me.
Because it is always
Besides
Iowa.
Okay, let me look at the
Besides Iowa.
schedule here.
I have 2. Gosh, I've got 3, but I don't know which one I want more.
I'm probably right there with you on that, Brad.
I don't know if we share the same 3, but it's Minnesota, Colorado, and Michigan.
That is my 3 with
Yeah.
an outside honorable mention to Wisconsin because I still hate Wisconsin. We haven't beaten them since 2012.
At Camp Nou too, or Camp Randall. Camp Nou is freaking Barcelona. I'm an idiot.
Last time we beat Wisconsin was at Nebraska.
Yeah,
That
but
was
he's just
what,
saying we played them at
2012?
Camp Randall this
Yeah.
season.
Oh, okay. When was the last time we beat them at Camp Randall? Trivia question.
Never.
Probably never.
I don't think ever.
Really?
It's not since we've been in the Big Ten.
We've only beaten them once since we have
That's
joined the
true.
Big
So
Ten.
yeah, we probably haven't beaten them at Camp Randall.
I think the only time we beat them was 2012, alternate unis.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was at that game. It was awesome.
I
I think the team I want to beat the most is Colorado
think I was gonna say that too, just barely.
because of the old rivalry and Coach Prime.
I'm saying
And-
Colorado as well.
Yeah, Deion Sanders' first home game. Yeah, just barely Colorado, and then Minnesota and Michigan right there.
I can't wait to be at the
Yeah.
Colorado game. They're gonna have some dumbass hype video for the Colorado to come out to, and they're gonna be all, and Matt Rule's gonna be like all calm and collected. We're gonna go out there and score 50 points on them.
You know what's going to be interesting about that game too is that we start week 1 at Minnesota. Not an easy game, obviously. Colorado starts week 1 at TCU. So both teams could be going in there. If both Colorado and Nebraska are 1-0 going into that game,
I don't think
it's
if Max Duggan is staying at TCU, no
He's not.
shot.
Max Duggan he was at the combine.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Damn it. Well, I don't know how good TCU will be then. I feel like Max Duggan was just the team. except for the Natty. Nobody was there.
I would love for Nebraska to start 2-0 and for Colorado to start 0-2. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be awesome.
Are there any other games here that are standing out to you? Brad, did you have anything else to say regarding that?
No, should we look at Iowa's schedule? Do a
Yeah.
little Iowa.
They got a pretty easy schedule this year as well.
Well, yeah, they don't.
What do you
They
think
don't
Iowa's
have
gonna
10-2.
do?
25 points per game.
Realistically,
Yeah.
okay.
I
You
think
guys do play Utah State.
I could see
I
him
think
going.
Iowa's schedule.
No,
Iowa's
I could see him
schedule
going
is
9-3
pretty
with a
favorable.
loss to Nebraska at the end of the season. With losing to Wisconsin and Penn State is my prediction. They'll go 9-3, lose to Penn State, Wisconsin, and Nebraska.
I can't
is-
even make a prediction, to be honest with you.
What does Iowa's returning defense look like?
They lost Jack Campbell,
They don't have
Riley
a.
Moss, and then like Lucas Van Epp.
They still have the DB. You know what I'm talking about.
What?
DeJean, Cooper DeJean?
Yeah,
he's
they-
still
yeah.
there.
He
Cooper
is.
Jean's still there, yeah.
Dude, he's gonna be a menace this year in the Big
As
Ten.
if he doesn't get knocked out in the first play against the game.
Yeah.
Wish him well.
Do we want to talk about Iowa's bowl game against Kentucky? We never even reacted to that.
Yeah, he was player of the game.
It's boring.
It was boring. Iowa just had control.
It's a battle of two bad teams. Two bad
Connor,
offenses.
What do you think of Cade McNamara? Is he going to be? I mean, he's got to be the guy, right?
Oh yeah. I don't even know if Peters is gonna stay. He might.
Yeah.
He might stay and like be like just like a leader. But McNamara's got to be the guy. He wouldn't have
Cade
came.
McNamara.
He wouldn't
Pretty
have came
good
to
fit.
Iowa if he wasn't going to be the guy.
Yeah. This is true.
Iowa's got to. They want to be. They want to be like Michigan with their offense. So
Yeah, I think Iowa will be pretty successful this year with a lot of returning defense and very favorable schedule.
And McNamara. I think
And
he's gonna-
McNamara.
He's gonna make a huge difference for that Iowa offense.
oh, yeah, we also lost Sam Laporta,
And you'll probably get
Yeah.
some other dude that.
but they have Luke Lachey, who is just he's
Yeah.
the next guy up.
I think Iowa will be pretty good.
Cade
Not good,
McNamara
not good
wasn't,
enough to beat Nebraska, but
Cade wasn't like a playmaker at Michigan by any means, but I mean, he's leagues better than Petras, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And with how Iowa's offense was, like that was just hilarious. Actually, there's no way that this year it can be any worse. Like the offense is going to be better for sure.
Yep, one would think.
Yeah.
I would be
That's what
very
we said last year.
surprised.
It is impossible for it to be worse.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a worse college quarterback than Petras. So
Do we need to make that a drop off for
quarterback's
the
a pretty
season?
pretty important position.
it's
Just like
kinda-
the whole his offensive line too. Like Nebraska, the Huskers didn't apply any pressure all year, and then when they played Iowa, they were just getting the quarterback every play, like unblocked too.
Iowa's
yeah,
offensive
their-
line was
their O line last year
terrible.
was terrible too. They got a good big commit from Virginia Tech, or guy that decommitted from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, Iowa's got a lot to improve on, but it's not impossible.
The ultimate dream is that Nebraska Iowa Black Friday game is for the final
The
Big
West.
Ten West championship. As
That would be so cool.
That'd be nuts.
That would be awesome because this year's probably the final time with the divisions, right?
yeah, it is going to be the final time with the divisions, and I just realized that Nebraska Iowa game has never actually been a like winner take all for the division. So that would actually kind of
Yeah.
be nice to see in the last year.
Yeah.
But
Well, what are we gonna? Do you know what they're gonna do once UCLA and USC join the conference? How that's gonna work?
they're
I
probably
hope
new
they do
pods. Yeah, they're probably new pods.
So what, like 4 pods? Or
Yeah, 4
what?
pods of 4 teams, probably 16, because they'll have 16 teams. So
Is that how the Big 12 does it, or do they just go?
Big 12 just does top
Big
10
12
games.
well,
I think
they
they
Big
round
12.
robin.
Yeah, they always did round robin because they had 10 teams before this last year. So they did a 9-game conference schedule. Every team, you play every team at least once.
How does the SEC do it now that they're gonna have 16?
Well, so
Odds.
once Oklahoma and Texas join, yeah, I think they want to do
Pods.
pods. I think.
So then you just play everybody in your pod and then a couple other randoms or something.
Yeah,
Probably
Like
like,
the
think-
NFL.
yeah.
I think all they've said for the Big Ten so far is the incentive is that you have, 3 rivals every year, that you play every year, and then they want every 4-year athlete to play on every college campus in the country. So they're going to find a way to make that work. I don't know how they do it, but
Every Big Ten campus.
probably
I'm
a home and home.
interested to hear what you guys. Who do you think would be in Nebraska's pod?
Well, it's definitely Nebraska, Iowa. Then
Yeah.
I would,
That's
I
gotta
would,
be. And
I would
think
throw in
Wisconsin.
Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's the 3 I had too.
Cause I think all 4 of those teams those are big rivalry games together.
the quadrangle of hate, as it's known.
Yes.
That would be a fun pod, I think.
So it'd be a 5-team pod.
That'd be
4.
4.
I was 4.
You say
Neb-
Wisconsin.
Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think that
What
would
I
be a
th-
good pod for those 4.
Unfortunately, I just don't. That
Those
would
are
be the
Iowa's
ideal pod, but I
3
just don't
rivals
think.
already.
I think they're
I
gonna
just-
they're gonna try to intermix the East and West when they go to pods.
Yeah, but I just don't think that would actually be our pod. Unfortunately, I wish it would, but I feel like they would throw USC and UCLA and like Nebraska and Iowa in a pod.
Yeah, since we're the farthest west team.
Which would suck because then you're getting rid of some good
Good
rivalries.
rivalry, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Man,
Well,
good.
yeah, because they gotta
Are we
find
gonna
somewhere
get
for USC,
Are we gonna
UCLA.
get Big Ten after dark?
I feel
Yes,
like
sir.
you'd have to.
Are we gonna get Big Ten Fox noon kickoff, which is actually 9 a.m. for UCLA and USC?
Yeah,
That's-
I guess we gotta fly out to California and watch some Husker football. That sounds horrible. Nice
Yeah, because
warm
you gotta go to
weather.
California.
Gosh,
I just can't wait till we see USC or UCLA playing a game in November and Pennsylvania and it's a blizzard.
And they
Dylan
can't
Dylan
hang on the
Raiola
ball.
from USC coming to play at Nebraska in November. Just
True. I actually forgot about that. By the
Yeah.
time Dylan Raiola is enrolled, if he goes to USC, they're going to be in the Big Ten.
yeah.
That's a funny point.
Then
That's a
they're gonna
funny point.
lose to Nebraska, and he's be like, "Why did I choose this school?"
100%. God, I can't believe Lincoln Riley is going to be a Big Ten coach in a couple years. What the hell?
Oh,
All
when do
right.
they come?
Anyway, though,
When do they come to the conference? Is it
after next year, this is like
2025? Or no,
other quick
2024.
side note. This is 2024. This is like the last normal year of college football that it's been for the longest time. Because after this season,
Since-
Oklahoma and Texas are out of the Big 12. USC and UCLA are joining the Big 10, and then we move to a 12-team playoff too.
And then
Yeah.
Cincy and who else are going to the Big 12?
Houston.
Cincinnati, BYU, Houston, and UCF are all joining the Big 12 this season. They're going to be in the Big 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So it's not even really a
for all
regular
sports?
season because they're moving.
So, well, no, it's not, but with like the big schools and stuff,
Yeah.
which is funny too, because with those teams joining the Big 12 for this season, it's going to include all of them and Texas and Oklahoma. So the Big 12 is going to have 14 teams for this one season.
Wow. So are they gonna do divisions or how are they gonna for the year?
I don't know. I think they're
I feel like
not
they'd
doing
have to.
divisions and they're doing like highest win percentage or whatever.
Wow.
They have a 90-game conference schedule now.
Interesting.
They also gave Oklahoma and Texas the shaft in the scheduling a little bit.
So With the Pac-12, with
funny.
USC and UCLA leaving, do they have teams coming in to the Pac-12?
No, not yet. The Pac-12 is kind of in a dire situation because out of all the power conferences, they do not have a renewed TV contract yet for 2024 and beyond.
Wow.
And
So they gotta kick shit into gear this year.
yeah, and they're losing USC and UCLA, and they were trying to form a new contract with some big channels, and they couldn't come to an agreement. And now it's bad. Like I don't even know if they'll be on TV after.
Damn. Oregon's like their only like big team left.
Well, they got
Yeah,
Utah.
Oregon and Washington probably. Utah, yeah.
But,
They'll
Poor
find a
Jared.
contract, but
Utah's not normally good.
They've been good the past couple years.
Yeah. But not like top teams.
Yeah, like I would throw Oregon and Washington up there for sure. But that sucks for Jared. Can't watch his birds.
well, they'll be on for the next couple of years. I think they'll find something, but they're just not going to get near as much money as any of the other conferences are getting. But anyway, is that everything for these lines? I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
I don't
big
really want
storylines.
to look at these.
Yeah. The only other one I'm really looking at like to start the season here is that Texas Alabama rematch is going to be fun, and to see who's the starting quarterback, whether it's Quinn Ewers or Arch Manning for Texas is going to be neat. But anyway, are we ready for the wild card discussion this week?
Hell yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about this. Real quick. This is super late. I mean, this is middle of the pod. What if we did a sports bar March Madness with Twitter polls?
That'd be fun.
I think that'd
Tis
be
the
fun.
season.
Pick 8 sports bars, and then just have a tournament, kind of like what.
So
I'm
Tanner-
taking off.
So Tanner's is the 8 seed.
No, that's definitely DJs. Actually, DJs wouldn't even be top 8. You're
DJs is-
probably
DJs would not
DJs
even
is
be in a
top
play-in
5.
game.
DJ's
Whoa,
dugout.
we're gonna how about
You're
we'll
insane.
form our seeds here by how we vote
That's
amongst
yeah.
the
Great
members.
idea.
Maybe. Oh, okay.
Okay. should
We
start
already
with
know
the
who
rule?
the no, we
Wait,
already
I
know who
think
the
we need
1
to
seed
make a-
is.
Oscars.
It's got to be Oscars.
Well, yeah, Baylor.
Maybe?
So first
Baylor
of all,
Shireman is probably got an NIL deal with Oscars or something.
Oh, I guarantee it.
to
Even better,
introduce
Make sure to
the
attend the Nest. Make sure to attend the Nest this
The
week.
Nest is just a bar.
yeah, it's not
Okay.
a sport like that.
Our fucking sponsor, dude. It's
Oh.
not that good.
Yeah. So you're saying the Nest is a sponsor? Where's our check, man?
Oh.
Okay, to get back on track
Our
here
first
though,
episode.
just to outline what's going on here to everyone listening, for the off-season pods, we're going to be doing a wild card segment at the end of the pod we're going to be doing one once a month until August hits. This week's wild card segment, top 5 sports bars in the Omaha area. And should we start with number 5, or
Yeah.
how should we do this?
We'll start with number 5.
I don't even have a list.
I didn't do a list either.
I
You guys,
don't have a list, but I'm just gonna like throw them out there. You know, just go with the flow. Just
All right,
know
we're gonna
Tanner-
do this.
Tanner's
We're
not
gonna-
in my top 5.
even
but-
if you guys are just flying off the seat of your pants here, we're gonna do it like we did for the
Oh,
playoff rankings.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that works.
all
Wait,
right,
let
I'm
me
gonna
get-
go first here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so my number 5, we're going to a nice little spot right across the river, folks. Council Bluffs, Glory Days, money. It's 5. It would be higher. The only reason it's not is because it doesn't have the greatest like TV sports watching setup in the world, but it still comes in comfortably at number 5.
Huh?
Dang, I've never been there. I
I've never-
have yet to
So
attend.
it is very good.
I have never been there either. My number 5 is a sports bar I have very bad luck at, but they have Mango Cart. So I'm throwing Varsity Sports Bar out there. They
I'm like,
ter-
oh, boy,
I've had
sports
terrible
bars are
service both times I've gone there, but they got Mango Cart, so they're my number 5.
Hmm,
Only
my turn.
reason they got the 5.
I got the Union Sports Bar. Power 6 podcast brought to you by Union Sports Bar. Unofficial sponsor.
pick.
Yeah, I like Union as well for my number 5.
Brought to you
It's a
by
good
Power
choice.
6 Podcast.
The Union Sports Bar.
Brought to you by
Yeah,
Power 6 Podcast. You have to
I'm
say
gonna
it if you say Union.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Union. Brought to you by
Brought to you
the
by
Power 6
Power 6
podcast.
Podcast.
Yeah. Union's
Wait.
my number 5.
Wait, I think Power 6 Podcast is brought to you by Union. Who's bringing who? I don't know.
Boom.
The Union Podcast brought to you by Power 6.
Some Union and Power
The
6
Union
together.
Podcast brought to you by the Power 6 Sports Bar.
One of them sponsors the other.
All right. Number 4. I forgot how to count there for a sec. Number 4, I'm going with The Good Life. Can't go wrong. Great TV setup, good food, good life.
I'm gonna go with the Union for number 4. Good vibe. They got great cups and
Brought to you
fried
by the
pickles.
Power 6 Podcast Union.
Brought to you by the Power 6
Nothing
Podcast.
goes better with the Power 6 Podcast than Union Bar and Grill.
Shout out Union.
Jeez.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this is a place I've only been there twice, but I loved it both times. Ice House Sports Bar.
Money. That's a great pick.
I totally forgot
Good
about that
pick.
one.
Feel like
my
it's in my top 5, but I haven't been there a lot. I need to give it some more love.
For my number 4, we're also heading right across the river with the Glory Hole. I'm in Glory Days.
Money.
Great shrimp tacos.
Yeah, actually, I'm I'm going Glory Days as well for my 4. I mean, right across the river, so you could live bet during sports. But I agree
Didn't
with
think about
Max.
that.
It's just not the greatest like TV like seating setup.
And it's in Council
Food is
Kentucky.
great.
That, though,
Food
you
is
can
great.
you can pay for your dinner while you're eating.
That's the thing.
TVs aren't that bad though.
I didn't even
Just-
think about the
just that
live
light.
betting while at Glory Days. That is big.
Yeah. Just adds that extra pizzazz.
That's true. My number 3, it's already been mentioned on here 4 times. Brought to you by the Union Sports Bar and Grill. The Power 6 Podcast, baby. I'm going Union at number 3.
I love the Union, and Union loves us too.
Hey,
By the way, I do just want to say that
Union
owe
loves us
Union
after softball.
this shout out to these millions of people watching because I did break a glass there once. So you're welcome, Union. I'm paying you back. Shout out.
They might have lost more than the broken glass, but you cannot confirm nor deny that happening.
Yes, that was Union Bar and Grill. Get a medium pizza. Use the promo code Power6. Get 15% off. Thank you.
Don't do that. Don't try it because
That's
they're
fake-
not
that's
gonna
a
know what the fuck
fake
you're talking
promo.
about.
That's
Ask,
a
ask
fake,
them.
Fake
fake
promo.
Ask-
promo.
Fake promo.
Try and ask.
All right,
Mention
moving
it to your
on.
server.
Moving on. My number 3 sports bar is DJ's Dugout.
Oh, Jesus.
Great vibes, great TV setup, especially downtown.
We were doing so good.
I swear to God, if anybody says Tanner's, I'm gonna be pissed. DJ's Dugout. Brought to you by the Power 6 Podcast.
That's not no.
No.
Get in
I
trouble with
bad
the
I
law, Isaiah.
refuse to be sponsored by
We are
DJs.
not sponsored by DJs.
Horrible.
Okay,
Horrible
I'm
sports bar.
sponsored by DJs.
Even though the Super Bowl nacho is a very good order. I love the Super Bowl nacho.
That's the only good thing they have, and I wouldn't even
Use
say it's
promo code
good.
POWER to get 6% off of the Super Bowl nacho.
That's such an awesome promo code. Anyway,
And they
Heather, what
got
do you
fried
got?
pickles.
I've got this. Number 3 is a very, very tough choice for me, but I'm gonna have to give it to the Good Life Bar and Grill because they have the best boneless wings on the planet, and I love boneless wings. They're better than the traditional wings, and say they're not wings, I don't care. I think they're yummy.
This guy likes popcorn chicken.
Yeah.
With sauce on it.
Boneless wings brought to you by Power 6.
Okay, I'm gonna go for number 3. I'm gonna give it to Tanner's, but pretend like there's no booga on that menu because those are terrible.
Chino Booga.
But everything
Hey,
else
oh no.
on the menu is pretty solid.
Ah, God,
Except
that's
for also they have plastic beer cups.
Yeah, that is a very big L on Tanner's.
Massive L, actually. Yeah.
Massive. Hold on.
But I
Tanner's
did
number
like going. I did like pretending that I hated Tanner's for a little while after I ate that.
No, I'm not pretending I hate Tanner's.
I'll say the
I
burger
don't like
isn't very good.
Oh yeah, can I
I'll
get an
give you
honorable
that.
mention real quick too? The
I
Jersey
got an
Sports
honorable
Bar.
mention.
I was gonna do
Jersey's-
some
Jersey's
honorable
my number
mentions at the
Jersey
end.
is a great honorable mention.
Jersey's number 6.
I like how we're all in agreement that jerseys is an honorable mention. We're like, yeah, it's awesome, but
It's
because
because they just have
honorable
they have some
mention.
really good specialty like deals for
The
They're good.
tacos.
They have tacos. They have wings for 60 cents on
Hey,
Mondays.
jerseys
My
win
bill is
6
always
Man
like-
of the Year award.
6
My
man of the
bill's
year
always like
out to Jerseys.
$9 at Jerseys. I'll have
All right,
beers
Brad.
and wings and $9.
Yeah. My number 3, and I know if it was any higher than 3, we would have a bit of outrage from a couple people in the Power 6. Tanner's. I fucking love Tanner's. So
solid.
good. So good.
They got their
The
chicken lips. Is that what they call it?
The only 2 bad things that I have on Tanner's is the plastic beer cups. Let's go Canes. They just won. No, yeah. Plastic beer cups, bad. Their TV setup is good, but a couple times we've gone
What?
in, it's the same thing on the TVs, like same game on every TV.
Bad TV
But yeah,
management.
bad TV management.
The
Are we
one
do- wait,
time I went to Tanner's with Connor and Max, we switched almost every TV in that sports bar.
Yeah, we've had to do that a couple times.
No,
but I'm
that's
not.
but at Tanner's, it was literally almost every fucking TV.
And you know what? I
was
did
one
Tanner's a favor because we switched it to Illinois Penn State 9 overtime game.
That was
and
awesome.
Everyone in the sports bar was watching and reacting to it. So if I didn't say that, dead atmosphere. So you're welcome, Tanner's.
Yeah. Power 6 brought to you by the Power 6 podcast.
Okay, I didn't get to say my honorable mention, but varsity. It's a number 7, number 6, 7 for me. But yeah.
My I guess before we get into our top 2 here, I'll say I have a couple honorable mentions that would
Do we
be
have-
varsities.
We do 3 honorable mentions because we got to have the top 8, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you just want to do honorable mentions at the end then?
Yeah, we can all decide
Okay.
together.
Number 2, I'm going with a nice little local spot. They have one location. It's under the Dodge Expressway, West O. Cunningham's Pub Bar and Grill. Fire. Great TV setup. They have the entire back of their menu, which is as big as your upper body, is beers on tap. Doesn't get any better than that. Great food. It's awesome.
Never been there.
Never even heard of it. I've only heard of Cunningham on the Lake, and I only remember it because I spilt grease all over my fucking shirt in Kearney, and I still can't wear it. But moving on, number 2, I have the Good Life bar. Just great vibes there. They have fried pickles, and I've never had bad service there. Good TV setup. It's a great time.
My number 2 is I think it's gonna be a bit controversial. Kind of under the radar bar and grill, and it's kind of a homer pick, honestly. It's the Caddyshack Bar and Grill. I think you could say it's my home bar and grill. Throughout high school, that was where we always went with the family. Good pizza, okay wings, but I'm not a wings guy. So yeah, that's the Caddyshack Bar and Grill.
I'm
Never
also
heard of
going with the Good Life for my number 2. Just a solid pick. It's like a Scottie Pippen, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my number 2 is the Good Life. Nothing else to say about that.
And then my number 1, best TV setup, best wings, best food.
Okay, I think this is a unanimous pick.
Drinks
who
are great.
knows? Who knows? We'll go through them all.
All right.
I am gonna go with Oscars.
I am right there with you, Max. Oscars has the best wings in town. Anywhere you sit, you're gonna watch a game that you want to watch, or Max will say, "Hey, put it on this screen," and they do it for us. Great fried pickles, and the beer with the little magnet thing. Awesome, because then you just take the magnet and you can put it on your fucking fridge, and then you got a magnet. It's fucking awesome. Best sports bar in town. Great pizza. If you haven't been to Oscars, you don't know what you're missing out. Use Power 6 for a 50% discount.
50%. Jesus Christ.
Use a code B Shireman for a 50% discount because he probably has an NIL deal with him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at his Twitter.
I'm 100% going with Oscars as well. It is so good. I don't like wings, but Oscars made a wing guy out of myself. The fries are amazing. Pizza, amazing. The Big O pizza, you're kidding me. Best pizza. Not the best pizza, but it's good. It's really good for a sports bar.
I don't think they have a bad pick on the menu.
Well, you can get, spaghetti, so.
It probably isn't that
All
bad.
right, my turn to talk about Oscars. Don't forget about their spicy cheese curds because those are fucking ass.
Fire.
Pizza's the best in town. Wings are the best in town. Their ranch, fucking good. Their DCs, good.
All right,
Yeah.
what you got, Brad?
The best wings, best ranch, best TV setup, Buffalo Wild Wings.
What?
Nah, Oscars. Oscars is so
Shut up,
good.
fuck. I was like,
Oscars,
I was about to kick this guy out of the
dude,
podcast.
Buffalo Wild
for
Wings
that
is
shit.
horrible.
Buffalo Wings
Buffalo Wild
is
Wings
bad.
is
Oh my
horrible.
God.
It doesn't even
Buffalo
make
Wild
my
Wings is
top
better than
15.
DJ's though.
Thank you, Connor. I will actually take that.
I could see that, yeah.
I will back that. Oh, also, know what's crazy? Only one person picked DJs.
Also, nobody picked Flight Deck.
That kind of
I was gonna like joke around and say flight deck, but it's just so bad.
No one
It's so
picked Phoenix. I don't know if that was gonna be.
That's-
Phoenix is
that's-
definitely an honorable mention.
I don't think
Oh
that was
my
an honorable
gosh, I
mention.
forgot
I
about
don't-
that
Is
might
that a
have to be
sports
a
bar, though?
play-in game. I would count it as a sports bar.
Dude,
Yeah.
Phoenix is so good.
It's definitely a sports bar.
It wasn't my honorable mentions.
I
Yeah,
would
it's
say it's an
honorable
honorable
mention.
mention just because the TV setup is terrible.
I'm gonna actually have to give you guys 4 honorable mentions because I couldn't choose. No particular order. It's gonna be Varsities, Tanners, Phoenix, and Ice House.
Okay.
All solid.
I have Phoenix, Jerseys, and Ice House for my 3 honorable mentions.
I really don't have a comprehensive list of honorable mentions. I was reminded of jerseys though. Great deals there.
Great tacos, man.
They are great,
Yeah.
but they're
They're-
cheap.
They're great. I fucking
I
love
also
them.
want to
Yeah.
reverse my Tanners and Glory Days. I want Tanners at 4 and Glory Days at 3.
That's fair.
I like that.
Dang, Connor,
If
you don't
anybody
have the
is listening to
same
the
list
pod
as
and
me,
can-
huh?
Did you have Glory Days?
We had the same exact list.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I do have the list in the drive right now.
I
if
also
you
knew
wanted to go
Tanners
look
was
at it.
somewhere in there, but I couldn't think of it. So I said Glory Days first.
Oh yeah,
and
you
then
guys did have
Tanners.
almost the exact same order.
Where's the list here, Max?
It's in America's game because I figured Army Navy and a top sports bar ranking is just as American as each other.
Oh, it's in the weekly prediction.
Oh, that is funny. That's actually
That is
really good.
awesome.
Yeah, let's take
Real
one.
quick, I do want to give, and you guys can hop in on this category if you'd like. I'm going to give one sports bar to avoid, and it's not DJs. It is something far worse. The food I had here was terrible. It's not Flight Deck either, because that's a
Oh,
given.
wow, not like that.
What?
Refs, terrible.
Yeah, rest is pretty bad.
It was bad.
Dude,
I
Rest-
was pretty
at the
drunk when
West
we went to
location,
Refs.
I've had good food at Rest in the West location. The other location, I had some of the worst food in my life, though. I will. We'll see. If
Okay,
you're
that
gonna
makes
go to
sense
Rest, go to the
because-
West- go to the West location.
Don't go to the one in the Papillion La Vista because the fries were bad. The burger was bad.
That was-
If I
that
remember
was
correctly,
Go to
Isaiah's fried pickles were
Bogies.
bad.
What's it called? Bogies that we went Headley
I saw bogeys on my search sports bars near me.
after softball that one time.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That
It
was
was just
barely.
like-
That was like a karaoke bar or something. It was weird,
It was a sports bar, but they were like having a karaoke night.
and there was nobody participating. Yeah, that was weird.
You should have went
there's-
there after golf, not after softball. It's called bogeys, man.
I don't get bogeys. I only get double and triple bogeys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
same.
subscribe to Shank at Golf.
Shout out to Shank at Golf. Use promo code IROSE15 for a 15% discount.
That's another fake promo.
That's actually a real promo.
I don't know. There's been a
If
lot of
you
fake
want
ones.
shit products at a 15% discount,
They're not shit.
hit up
And
this
they're
link.
expensive.
Hey, if you want a sick beer golf glove, check them out.
Dude, would you buy a bat from a baseball company called Strikeout Baseball?
Yeah, because I strike out.
What if you're a pitcher though? Maybe that's your
Oh,
jam.
well, they're selling bats.
True.
I mean, if you're a pitcher, then I don't know. Don't pitch.
Drop
Yeah, I
it.
guess.
I'd
I never
buy
thought
a-
about
I'd buy a glove called the Drop It Glove.
that. The E6 baseball company.
Yeah.
Well, Headley, that you must be the owner of that company.
I know. I'm air prone out there.
Either you or Brandon.
I don't know, man. The team didn't look very good last year. We're gonna get it together though.
Yeah. Shout out the upper deckers.
The upper deckers.
We
Shoot,
definitely
okay,
got.
so what do we want? How do we want to seed these real quick for our
Well,
little
Oscars-
Elite Eight?
If we just
Oscar's
look
is
at what
number
we
one.
have here, Oscars is number 1.
Here, let's just seed them. We'll seed them and then put them out in the Twitter. How about that?
Well, yeah, but we got to seed them.
Yeah, we got. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we got to seed them. Or are you just saying do it outside of the pod?
I think we do it outside the pod.
All right,
Okay, what about-
we'll do it after this.
We could bicker about this for a long time.
That's a good point.
We
Yeah.
definitely have a clear number 1.
Clear number 1 and 2 because 3 of us picked Good Life.
Yeah, Good Life is probably going to be the 2 seed. This
But
is
it-
true. You know
3
what's
to 5.
unfortunate?
3 to
We're gonna
5.
throw like Glory Days is gonna be in there, but it's just not as known, so it's not gonna get.
Well,
True.
because only a couple of you guys have been there.
But I
We
mean,
got,
it's
we got to do something that we've
solid.
all been to, but yeah.
Well, then go
I'm
eat
sure
there.
it's good.
Go eat there before you vote.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go
yeah.
there.
I'm just
Go
gonna
this
go to
weekend.
all these
Shout out Glory Days, brought to you by the Power Sick Pod.
15% discount.
No, we
Use-
actually got a 25%.
promo code Glory Days.
Use promo code touchdown. Promo code, got it!
Bang Bang Shrimp.
I was about to say
Tacos.
that.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh god. Okay, I'm not even.
Okay,
Gonna, I was,
I'm gonna say shout out Shake and Nick.
yeah.
If you
for
guys
real.
haven't listened, all
I'm
of
gonna-
these references.
I'll
have
leave the
been
link
from Shake and
to
Nick.
Chicken Nick's podcast in
We're
our
practically like a
description.
great value Shake and Nick at this point, just taking all their drops and all their
Dude,
content.
they have some of the greatest drops, and it sucks because I want to use them, but we really shouldn't. Because we don't like
You've
Brad said we
been
don't.
using them.
I've been the only one really using them.
Well, Headley started it out, and I'm like, I'll just roll with it
What did Hadley say?
With the intro.
with the intro.
Oh,
Yeah.
the intro was funny.
Tonight's about another podcast.
That was great.
Chicken Nick did just release a big episode today.
Yeah, I'll
I
have
was gonna
to.
say we should later check in on Isaiah and see if he's still talking about Oscar's sports bar.
Okay.
All right. I mean, I don't have anything else if we're gonna bicker off of pod for 1 through 8.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll discuss off pod 1 through 8. Look out for the Power 6 Twitter. We're gonna be voting on Sports Bar March Madness. We call it
Bar Madness.
Barch Madness.
March Madness. Hey, every week we gotta, we'll go to the next. We have the Elite 8. Go to the Final 4 and your top 2.
Final foe.
Final 4.
We can do a couple playing games if needed.
Before we go, do we want to talk a little bit about basketball?
I got something in the oven.
I'm kind of feeling like talking about basketball because the Big East tournament.
No
I have
decision.
something in the oven.
It's already been an hour.
Yeah,
A
next
little over
episode.
an hour. I say
Can
next
you let it
up.
out of the oven
Well,
quickly?
the next episode will be after March Madness
Well,
is
I
over.
intended on eating it.
I mean, devour it quickly. Yes.
Well, we don't want to talk about
What do you,
basketball.
Edley? What do you have to
What
say?
is Headley gonna do?
I think he actually has food in the oven.
No, I have food in the oven.
Oh, like actual food in the oven.
I thought you were
No,
talking.
That was a
I'd like
pun.
something to say.
I thought you had something in the oven to say about
No,
March Madness.
I have food in the oven, and I'm going to eat it.
Well, so Headley can go get his food out of the oven. Let's go ahead and conclude this episode. We appreciate you guys listening. It's been a while since we put some content out for you guys. Like Max said, check out the Twitter for our top 8 sports bars for March Madness. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Yes, sir. We are back,
What's it gonna
baby. It's
take-
good to be back. College football is going to be here before you know it, just so you know. So pumped.
Hey Max, what's it going to take to
Kool-Aid.
get another podcast episode?
We release one next month.
That's true.
That was a stupid question.
Hey, Max, you think we deserve those well-earned black shirts?
I think everyone deserves a black shirt. Guys, hey, can you end the pod for God's sakes? Go Big
All
Red.
right. Hey,
Go Big Red.
as always, have a safe weekend and go Big Red.